The acclaimed Australian author Donald Horne once said there are times when the only course is to be visionary. There's an old Zen proverb as well that says, if we look at ourselves we find problems. If we look at the world we find things to do. I think it's time to be visionary and for things to do in terms of articulating very clearly a narrative for secondary education. Why have a provision called secondary education? Currently I see a whole lot of debate and discussion around things such as NAPLAN, curriculum, the Australian curriculum, which is all very good in and of itself. I think it's time for leaders, particularly principals, to retain the policy agenda to think about and create and inform the policy makers about what it is to be educated in an Australian secondary school. Currently I don't see a coherent vision or narrative around what it means in that particular context. I think the days when that plan does come and go, when the agenda is settled on the Australian curriculum, if it is at all, then there will be a call to arms for principals to have different sets of skills. Skills which are about leading the policy discussion, skills are far more complex and leading their communities through large, significant problems. Many of those particular skills need to be developed and supported. Currently I see approaches to school improvement which solely focus on principalship and approaches to school renewal which focus on the classroom. There's a key layer that's missing from the school improvement agenda, and another investment needs to be placed at the middle leadership of these particular schools. So in short, I'm calling for principals to use the opportunity, and I think policy makers such as Minister Garrett expect leaders to lead and inform what the future looks like, particularly around secondary education. And the leadership needs to be bold, it needs to be provocative, and indeed it needs to touch the whole notion of school leadership, which is inclusive of middle leaders.